what I thought of covering today is marginal histogram and how to show or hide underlying data. So both of the visualization today is focused more on distribution. So before going into the visualization, just we will try to understand what is the use case or what is the data structure and what we are doing here. So let me open the data. So here if you see, we have like pickup date time and the total amount, only two fields. So what it says is what's the pickup time of the taxi and how much is the amount charged, only these two fields. With this, we will just try to analyze how the bookings and how it has happened also.
So Jairam, okay. So this is what you are showing, is it? So how to make this particular one? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, please. Yeah.
So currently in the y-axis, what we have is hours from it's like 24 hours. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that till 23. And in the x-axis we have days, Sunday, Monday, and till like Saturday. So what this says is like combinations of booking on the particular time. So for example, here 38K represents the number of bookings on Sunday at 12 a.m. and this says like 33K. What it says is like number of bookings at 1 a.m. on Sunday. So this what this heat map says, and what this bars on the right says is like total number of bookings on the particular hour. So for example, here it seems to be like 6 o'clock is the peak time where most of them books. So it's quite evident. And most of them leave office, they will go for like book taxi and they will just proceed. So also we are able to see in the top portion which day is more profitable or most number of bookings has happened. So on and all, with like only two fields, we are able to analyze how the booking has happened more granular level at the time and day basis, and also at aggregate level how it has happened day wise and hour wise. So this is like with two rows of data, we are able to just get this much of information and we can analyze. So this is about the visualization. If you have any doubt like what it mentioned or how to interpret, we can just ask now, or else we can just go forward and see how to make this in Tableau. Chaitanya, you are on mute.
Sorry. So it's going from 0 as in 12 a.m. all the way until like 11 plus, right? So that's the 24 hour, is it correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically we can see that 4 a.m. is when everybody is like asleep. Isn't it? Yeah. Or at least, it doesn't say it's asleep, but that's when you have the lowest number of the rides, I guess. Okay. And the highest is at like 6 o'clock in the evening, huh? So everybody is like trying to get home, the peak traffic season, peak traffic time. Okay. So
also one funny thing. So you can imagine that people may be returning from offices, and that's why you can assume that 6 o'clock it might be peak. But if that is the case, then people will also go to office early in the morning. So basically should have seen a similar peak in the morning hours. But we are not seeing that peak in the morning in the
Correct. So I think one thing, I totally agree with that. See, I think one other thing that I'm seeing here is that the sort of gap between, if you leave out, let me just quickly request remote control just for a second so that I can just point this thing. See, so if you look at this particular area, right? So mostly, look at this. If you draw a line here, most of the hours are, most of the whatever, bar sizes are around that. Okay, if you leave out the 0 to 6, okay, if you leave that out, everything from 7 to all the way till 23. So because to Jagadish's point, right? If you have really peaks, then the peak would be much larger than the troughs. But most of the day seems to be centering around a single number. But so what are those numbers? So we have to mouse over in order to know how many. Is that correct, Jairam?
Yes, Chaitanya.
Okay. I think so. For example, okay, so this is 301. So this is only 437. Okay, while it seems like about a 50% thing, but if you look at this, right from 7 o'clock, we have 238K and 301K, and even at almost midnight you have 232K. So the swing is not much except for this period, I guess. Okay, yeah, please carry on.
Yeah, like Chaitanya,
Yeah.
on this, I would like on Jagdish's point, like
Yes.
he's saying that the morning and the evening, they're not equal, right? We'll expect them to be equal if they're office going. That was his point, right? But
There is no peak in the morning, right?
Yeah.
That's the issue. Yeah, okay.
Like it must be similar or something like that. 6 o'clock in the morning means 8 o'clock in the morning, and maybe 6 o'clock in the evening should be similar. We expect that to be similar. But if we take the Sunday into account, if you look at the Sunday, there's some there are people who go are moving even in the Sundays, right? So that means that the data, like 45K people are moving even the Sundays at 6 o'clock. That means that this data in other days will be people going from office plus going somewhere else also. So they're not just office going people. So people who are going to restaurants also, because if they are 45K people are going on Sunday, that means they're not going to office mostly. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a very good observation. But I think this will be all commutes, Sanjay, not just office goers or goers.
I know. I'm trying to tell why it might not be equal. I understand that. To Jagdish's point, he pointed out it's not equal, right? So this might be the reason it's not equal in the morning and the evening.
So what exactly is the cause you're saying?
So in the morning, if 50,000 people are going to the office, and in the evening, 80,000 people are moving, right? So that 30,000 extra people might be going to the restaurants. So that's why it's not equal.
Yeah. So I think you're right. I think that could be one reason. I think maybe Jagdish, you can clarify if I'm wrong. What you're saying is, there is no peak in the morning. That's your observation, right?
My observation was like, why is the morning and the evening not similar? If I'm going to if they're just office goers, that means it will be equal. So it means that there are much more diner goers or movie goers.
There can be anything. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's right. I think
why they should be equal, because the total is different and they are not only office goers.
Correct.
They are the all commute.
Yeah, that's what.
This is probably like something like Uber data or something like that, right? So is that correct, Jairam?
Not sure, Chaitanya.
Not sure? Okay. Yeah.
All taxis maybe, because...
all taxis, yeah. So see, commute means it's just like who uses road, right? So people use road for any and all kinds of things. So I think what the motivation is difficult to attribute. But one thing is reasonably clear, that in the evening, 6 o'clock, everybody is going home, except when they are on shift, or probably they are going to office, who knows, those who are on shift, right? So you see in a lot of BPO companies, people are going to work at 6 o'clock in the evening, right? So yeah, I think maybe what we can conclude is that, hey, there is a peak at 6 o'clock in the evening. That is something we can conclude. But the motivations, etc., we are unlikely to arrive at here, unless we have more information, I guess. But you are right, Sanjay. So there are other, it's not just office goers, but there are a lot of other motivations with which people have come out. I think that's the main point that you're saying, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, understood. Okay.
And just to counter and defend my own point here. Normally the people have different mindsets. So what I mean by that was, like in New York, I have come to know by few friends that early in the morning people prefer to walk to the office. So they have some nearby offices. Unless they have very far offices, they will take a cab or taxi. But early in the morning, they prefer to walk. And later in the evening, while they are returning, so I don't know, they may be feeling tired after a long day or something, and they'll take a taxi. And these kind of supposedly a major trend at least in New York. I once came to know. We are some trends. So maybe because of that, though there are people, but they're not taking. It's not being recorded. So that means it could be a major portion in the peak. But yeah, as said, it's not just about the office force. It's a complete mix, as we all know, obviously. So yeah, but just what you can say is there's a slight lesser number of people who are going to office at the early hours via cab, and more number of people That's what I'm trying to say.
Got it. Okay.
Possible, yeah.
So on the second visualization, what we have for today is what this visualization conveys or what it says. So here total 3 category: furniture, office supply, and technology. The bottommost line says the minimum amount per order, and the top line says maximum amount per order on the furniture category. And the circle, whatever is here, it represents the average. So for example, if you have 5 orders costing ranging from 2,000 to 5,000, so the average will be around 3,000. So this says about that average. So once if you click on this average, what you'll be able to view how the distribution of orders has been across the amount. So once if you tap here, the distribution, like how the furniture sales have been across, it shows the distribution of orders versus the cost. So if you see like 2 people have bought maximum like 7,244 and the other one is 9,000. And so this is what it says, and even the same case for the others as well. Once if you tap, you will be able to just see how the distribution of the orders have been.
Nice, Jairam. Fancy.
Yeah. In the recent days, since we are coming across like the distribution outliers, and also I thought of taking something aligned to what we had. So in this case, we can just eyeball the outliers, in the same case in the technology as well. So yeah, and this is the other part of visualization which I had for today. This will cover these two, like how to make in Tableau. Maybe shall we proceed, or any doubts in this one, or anyone would like to add points? Okay, then we'll move on. So let me open the start floor too. So first we will start with the marginal histogram, the taxi one with heat map and histogram. So to make that, first we will start with the heat map, which is in the bottom left. So total we had time on y-axis. So R. So we got the days and the hours. Next, number of rides. So each row represents or accounts for a ride. So we will just pull the count field. We will color it. Okay. So we will just add some border. So it's not that. Okay. We will add the text as well. Once if we add the text, it says it will modify slightly like this, and we will go to the show me tab and click on the heat map view. Then we will pull back the hours to rows. So yeah, so this is the core. Now a little bit of modification. So we will hide the labels. Format stuff. Entire day will just show the abbreviation. So something. And this labels, it's like kind of too much informative and too much, so we'll just truncate it to thousands. So text format, text, thousands, and no decimal places. Okay, so this is the first part, and the second part what we have to do is hours versus total number of rides. So we'll duplicate this and we'll remove the weekday. And instead of this, we will to bar. We'll convert the square to bar. Okay. And next again, duplicate this one. Instead of R, we want weekday, right? So just remove this. Pull this to row. Weekday. Okay. So now we got all the 3 visualization. Only thing left is we have to put all of them in a dashboard and proper alignment and orientation on those. So let me create a dashboard of size 600 into 800. The one which we saw, we'll go with the same dimensions. So first we will pull a vertical container to divide the top portion and bottom portion. So let me put a vertical, then a blank. So now we have a vertical and blank. So first, what is why the idea we pull vertical is in vertical we divide the visualization vertically. So first on the top, first of all, we are dividing the dashboard into two, one for the top histogram and the other one for heat map and the right side R versus histogram. Then we'll pull to horizontal. In this horizontal, we'll pull the sheet 3, which comes on the top. And we'll pull horizontal. Sheet 2. Okay, now we have everything. Just put a form. Edit the titles. Interview. Again, edit. We don't need access as well. Okay, so we'll hide the dates. Okay, so now we got the hard numbers aligned. So for the time being, we can hide this. So the bottom portion is fixed. Yet we got to fix the top portion. Again, we will pull a blank here. So whatever is with. So its width is 406. We'll make sure top visualization also will make it 406. We'll remove the header title for the axis. Hide the title. We'll slightly modify the axis so we are able to exactly align. Okay. Let me remove the outer padding. Okay. So now we got the days also exactly aligned and the hearts also. So this is how we make the marginal histogram Tableau. So any doubts, or shall we proceed to the next one?
Why did you make the width of the top one 406?
So that is exactly aligned to this heat map. So the days comes exactly above, since we are not showing the days on top of this. So if you make the width of both heat map and the top graph same, so it will be aligned.
Yeah.
You will be able to get the days exact.
Okay, and the scale of the top bar chart and the bottom bar chart are different, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't it be better if we actually have it equal?
Yeah, that also you can.
We can have dual access for both of these or synchronize both.
No, dual axis. I think we have to just make it equal, like the scale equal.
Yeah.
So which two are you talking about, Sanjay?
Top one and the right one, the two bar charts, right?
Okay.
We're combining similar kind of data, but the scale is different. So we might not be able to compare those two. So this will be obviously much smaller than that, I suppose, because it's divided into 24, right?
Correct.
Maybe that's the reason they have not.
You're right. It takes much larger space. Either if you make the scale same for the top one and the right hand side one, then one of them will be so small that you'll not be able to interpret. Okay, actually, because the top one you'll be able to interpret. The right hand side one, because it is divided by 24, like you mentioned, it's going to be so small that it is difficult to interpret. Or you have to have much larger space so that even the scale of the top one also will be much larger.
Yeah, so we can simply give the axis and leave it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
And also, just to add to that, the visualization is designed to draw the user's attention to where exactly is the peak happening. So be it on any particular weekday or at any particular hour. So anyone who is interested to know the exact numbers can just hover over that bar and get the number. So I think that is what the visualization is intended to do. In that, it quickly draws your attention to where exactly the peak is happening. Okay, and so that's about it, not the highest level. And then any additional detail that anyone wants to look at, they can just forward over the particular bar and get the numbers.
Okay.
All the colors are good, they are in sync with each other. So it looks like one single viz, right? If you add like different color to each of the chart, it looks like, different one. It is difficult to correlate. So this seems like it has a seamless kind of, one single chart, but different parts kind of a structure. So that's nice.
Okay, then we will quickly move on to the next one, how to show or hide underlying data. So for that, as we have seen, one circle was showing the average and the other was showing the distribution. So definitely we have to use the dual axis here. Since it was across category, okay, let me pull the category into columns. Okay. Then next, average sales. Okay, we change it to circle here. Okay, so next we are able to, once if we tap on category, we are able to get the distribution of category sales that we are using by set actions. So we have to just make a set on category. So once if we tap this overall average sales on furniture, the distribution of sales come across. So category. So before using set actions, we have to ensure that we create set with the particular field which we would like to use in set actions. So create set, and for the timing, let me select furniture. And let me write a calculated field using this category set. So if category set, then sales. Okay, so what this field does is, like, once if we select any category, so for example, for the timing, let me tap furniture what. So the category set is become furniture, then it will show the sales in the furniture. This is what this field does. So since we have created category set, we are using that set and we are just trying to get the values. Once if we select the set, for that we are using this category sales set sales field. Sales. Okay. So dual axis. Okay, so now what it does is, like, currently it's showing the average and some category for all the furniture total, irrespective of the order, it's showing the aggregate level. What we have to do is, since we want at more granular level, we have to just pull the row ID. So if we pull the row ID now, the distribution will, instead of showing the sum, what happens is the distribution will happen. So now row ID represents the order number or something. So if you look at 150 row ID, the category set sales. So furniture he has bought for 1952, and currently this doesn't look good, since if you look at, like, it's like everything is aligned on a particular single line since we have bought. So to ensure we get the distribution, what we will do is we will just use the random function and we will distribute row IDs across differently. So I'm using average because so that we will get in decimal when we take the average of random, rather than if you go with random without average, then it will be like crossing one and lot of integer values will come. In order to get all the values in intervals, since we have used this average, what we are able to get is the value in between, like 0 to 1, and that's why we are using the average of random rather than going for the random. Yeah. Let me synchronize the axis. So average comes at somewhere bottom. So we are pretty much done. So only thing left is the banding and the set actions. So to do that, let me create a worksheet actions. Add actions, change set values, and assign values to set, and it's for category set. Okay, clearing the selection, remove all values from set. Okay. So now if we tap office supplies, we are able to see all the office supplies, and if we tap the technology, we are able to view all the technology. But the issue here is once if we tap, like it's getting highlighted rather than the backside granular level data, which is not much useful to the user who uses it. So to ensure the value in the backend also gets highlighted, we will just do some small thing. So create calculated field, highlight, or maybe okay, highlight, and I will just give the text highlight. So now what it does is this calculated field will be populated across all the rows, number of rows whichever we have. So now if we go to worksheet actions, we will add one more action for highlighting the backend one. So highlight sheet 4, selected fields. Okay, before this highlighting, you have to bring this inside the view. I forgot to do that. Sorry. So detail. Now if we go to worksheet actions, add action, highlight, selected fields and highlight. Okay. So once if I select, okay, it's not highlight. Okay, the highlight field is not here. Highlight, let me pull in details. Okay, so once if we tap, earlier the backend data doesn't get highlighted, it's getting highlighted. Quickly let me re-explain what we have done. First, what we have done is we have created a field saying highlight. What it does is this highlight field will be populated for all the rows across the data. And once if we bring the highlight action into the field by using highlight actions, once we tap, it has to highlight. So what happens is, since every row it has highlight in the highlight column, we will be able to highlight all the rows or all the data points which is coming into the view. So now we are done with almost everything. The only thing left is banding. So before doing the banding, we will just pull the sum sales into the category sales column. Since we would like to show the banding for minimum and maximum, this we are doing some sales and detail. Okay. So to get the banding, what we will go to the analytics pane and reference line, and we want only for category sales. We want it like per cell, but in band format. What I would like to use some sales minimum as well as some sales maximum. I no need any label, no tooltips. So let me select none for all. And also the color in the backside, it's too thick. So I don't want to recolor it like. So once if you select, we are able to see the distribution. And also one more thing here, once if you unselect, the average is moving towards the right. To do that, we'll just edit the axis. To get the average at middle, what we'll do, fixed minus 2.25 and fixed end we will make 1.25. Okay, we'll close it. So now if you see, we have like all the average, the line or dot pointing to average we got in middle. We'll just hide the header. We'll hide the one of the axes as well, rather than show header. We'll change it to entire view. We'll hide this category. And bit of formatting, just removing the grid lines and all. Okay. And also let me remove the zero line. The line which is dotted here is nothing but the zero line which comes with the random function whichever we have used. Okay. So now we have got the visualization. Once if we tap on the average, we'll be able to view the distribution of sales. We'll be able to see the outliers and everything. Yeah, and this is about the second part. Any doubts?
Jairam, can you explain the use of average random that you have used in the columns once again?
Okay, so let me remove the random. So now if we tap on furniture, all values are getting populated in a straight line. That may not be show us like how the distribution have been. So even if you tap here, it's like across the straight line. In order to distribute these data points across some width rather than showing in the straight line, that way we will be able to look at this distribution also well. So we have used the random one. now if you tap, you can just see how the distribution. Maybe if I show the header, you will get more better idea. So if you see, this is the random axis, it's get populated from -0.2 to 1.2. So once if I tap the sales, so this data points got distributed from 0 to 1. So the idea or main motto of using this random is to distribute these data points to some width rather than showing a straight line. That's the agenda of using random.
Okay, so only to distribute it over the axis we have used it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all I had for today.